Good evening, dear students. This is the very most critical paper. This is bank management, and the topic is more critical because most cases these have been found in our country, not only in our country, third world countries or the developing countries. Bank reserve. To maintain bank reserve is tough enough. It indicates solvency, goodwill and image of the bank and banking organizations. Overall economical issues or economical conditions, if not sound enough, then to keep a sound portion as reserve to maintain the day-to-day payments of the clients. When even sometimes when transactions going on fine, economical conditions of the country is fine, then branch-wise, position-wise of a certain bank or of a branch, it becomes necessary to maintain a huge reserve. Otherwise, image of that branch or that bank must decline, and it will tough from that branch side to continue its business or banking operations. So many questions are there, so many points are there, but thing is in practice when we are coming, then reserve means reserve. Primary, secondary, tertiary, multiple, multi-varied reserves concept is not that much level effective. Actually, reserve within the branch or reserve as investment to the similar banking branches or to maintain in the different bond securities, treasury bill, etc. and etc. Then working reserve. Working reserve. Bank has to maintain its business operation, transaction operations. To maintain right way smoothly transaction operations, bank need a reserve fund. If reserve fund is not sound enough, then suddenly payments of banks may collapse. As a result, banks will have to face multi-varied obligations. If banks can't pay or regularize the checks, bills, then image will decline. So, working reserve is primary reserve minus a statutory reserve. Primary reserve minus a statutory reserve. This result is working capital, working reserve. Yes. So, factors determining the amount of working reserve, determinants. Some factors or determinants are there to determine the amount of working reserve. A. Considering internal factors. Bank has to consider the internal factors in terms of settling reserve of a certain branch of the banking organization itself. There is the number one, nature of deposit. If the nature of deposit current and savings type of, then bank has to keep a certain portion as reserve fund to mitigate the payments of the clients, regularizing the checks, bills, securities, etc. and etc. Then the next point is the number of size of deposit account. Number and size of deposit account. Where deposit account is maximum, then the bank itself can maintain a certain reserve which is working reserve. Working reserve is to maintain to payment regular transactions, regular claims. Then current deposit or other banks. Current deposit at other banks, sometimes banks open accounts to other banks. There they keep their deposit and that acts as reserve. That acts as reserve. So anytime, whenever demand raised, then and there, that branch can collect fund from different other banks, and then and there they mitigate the challenges of the banks. Payment challenge. Then tendency to use alternative ways. Sometimes banks or branches may search for alternative ways. If sufficient fund is not available to that branch, then it may ask for certain amount of money to supply to that branch to mitigate the payment challenges. Then size of secondary reserve. Secondary and primary reserve, two opposite direction reserve, but there is a interaction and relationship also. So its size, all this depends upon the need as the payment system, payment structure each and every day of a certain bank. Then the next point is B, that is the considering external factors. External factors, number one, that is location of the bank. If the location of the bank is densely populated in the commercial area, then so many customers and clients may come there. They may pay checks and bills, and this has to be regularized. So location is a factor. But there is a chance, that is, as their nice location they are having, enjoying in the marketplace or market area, in that case, depositors can keep a certain amount of money as deposit to that branch. Then seasonal influence. Each and every economy, there is a tendency of seasonal influence. For this purpose, banks need a huge amount of money as crisis. Then bank may hire loan from different other banks or even central bank, or may contact to the head office of that bank. Then connection with the central bank. Banks need to maintain connection with the central bank for its smooth functioning and mitigating reserve challenges. Banks may invest in the different bills, bonds, security, etc. and etc. Then location of one branch and other bank. If the nearing locations, other branches or other banks, then anytime any problem occurred, then and there, branch can take loans to solve his immediate payment problems. Then clearing house system. Bank has to maintain a clearing house system. Generally, wide banks with huge transactions, say for the Sonali Bank. Sonali Bank acts as the clearing house on behalf of Bangladesh. Bangladesh Bank. In that case, where there is no branch of Bangladesh Bank, there Sonali Bank acts as the central bank. So, in that case, Sonali Bank has to maintain a huge reserve in their board. Then clearing house system. This acts as the clearing house system. As the clearing house system, bank can mitigate exchange schedule, bank-to-bank exchange schedule. Then opportunity of collection of call money. When there is a sufficient reserve fund of a certain branch or of a bank, then bank can utilize this opportunity. Bank can go for investment in the different sectors at a high rate of interest and service charges, including service charge. This way, it may be for 1 month, for 2 months, or for 3 months. Then conditions of national economy. Conditions of national economy, when it is smoothly running and going on, then no problem. If not so, if there is frustration prevailing, country-wide economic affairs, then bank has to face tremendous problem. Then bank won't be interested to give high rate of interest and different other facilities to the people, those who are working in the market. The next one is condition of national economy. National economy is a very critical thing. Banks need to understand, brands need to understand economic condition of the country that may affect is general practice or transaction, so that there will be great impact of the economic activities of the country. Understand? Now the term secondary reserve. Secondary reserve is the indication of, say for if primary reserve. Primary reserve then and there to meet regular expenditures and payments of the past bills and vouchers. But secondary reserve, banks need to keep enough, and if here from the secondary reserve, bank can go for investment in some fine projects small in size. Anyway, in that point, secondary reserve point, is in the quickest manner can be liquidated. Low risks, secondary reserve maintains low risks. Then let's go for use of secondary reserve. I'm just mentioning the points because it's a very wide syllabus. Use of secondary reserves. Payment of short-term liabilities is the responsibility to pay up the short-term liabilities. Prodaya bile mula porishod, payment of bill of payable. Then payment of term deposit. Yes, with the maturity, the term deposits must be paid up. And then the next point is keeping equality between profit and liquidity. Equality between profit and liquidity. Here the question is this: bank is interested to earn a huge profit. Huge profit. In that case, if bank is very much interested and inclined to develop its huge profit, then liquidity of the bank increases like anything more. Then to fulfill current expenses, different expenditures, salary, payment, wages, bills, entertainment expenditures, and these things are huge. In that case, bank has to maintain a certain amount of money as reserve to mitigate these day-to-day operations and challenges. Then use as the second line difference. Secondary for increasing the social capability, goodwill image of the bank, and quickest to their payment system, or developing product line, maximum level product line, bank has to maintain the regular reserve facilities, reserve backup. If not so, ultimately the image of the bank or branch will decline. Then use as the second line defense. It acts as the second line defense. Anytime, any moment, bank can perform its activities. Say for there is a necessity of a certain amount of money for a certain portion of taka 2 lakhs for immediate operation, but no money in the house. How the challenges will be mitigated? That confirms assures bank. Then use as second line defense. Okay, fine. And I'm now mentioning names of the some reserves, assets of secondary reserve. I'm just mentioning number one, there is treasury bill. Number two, government agencies short-term bond and notice. Different bonds, securities as issued by the central bank. Acceptance letter by Bangladesh Bank. White certificate of deposit. And conditions of secondary reserve. Or before that, I'm telling about the treasury bill, government agency bond and notes issued by the central bank, bills and bond, certificate of deposit, short-term municipality bond, authorized short-term business LC, foreign exchange, euro, dollar, etc. Then reserve assets, government bonds and security. I mentioned this earlier. Now the conditions of secondary reserve assets. Yes, number 1 point is convertibility of cash. Yes, in the quickest manner, then and there, if needed, then this bond and security can be converted into cash. Low risk. Reserve must be maintained in such a manner so that it will be not risky. Moderate type of earning from those reserves, that should not be risky in position. Then profit or yield. Whether here to think profit and earning. Investment must be done in such a manner so that the bank can very easily convert or can enjoy the profit or higher rate of interest from different bond securities which are invested to different other banking organizations. So anyway, Holy Azan ended, and you dear students, you go to say your prayer. Allahu Akbar. Thank you very much. I wish you best of luck.